We all need a good first aid kit, but the key is what's inside of your kit to make sure you can handle those minor problems that might arise. So let me show you what I have inside of my kit that could also be very good for you. So the first thing is, of course, you want to make sure you have gauze, Band-Aids, scissors, in case you need it for tape. I love this because it's so simple. This is some first aid burn cream. These antiseptic pads are really good. Alcohol pads, tweezers, which are also very important. And of course, you want to make sure you have your self-adhesive wrap that you can wrap around the gauze pad or around the skin. It will adhere by itself. The interesting thing is also there's a cold compress in here that can be helpful. We have gloves, your cold compress, but I want to show you actually how you actually use this. Always make sure that you have the part you're rolling on closest to the skin and the roll ball furthest away, so you can just simply roll it around. Be careful not to do it too tightly because you don't want to cut off circulation, but you want to have it tight enough so that it adheres nicely. Then you just rip it off very easily like so. And that's it. It lasts for a long time, it's self-adhesive, and then when you need to change it, you can change it again. And of course, spring is the busiest time of the year when it comes to allergies. A lot of allergy sufferers, unfortunately, are not excited about what the spring may bring. So you always want to make sure you have something to help with your allergy relief. So there are really two major types of ingredients to help with your allergies. One is called diphenhydramine. The other is an antihistamine. They pretty much do the same thing, but the diphenhydramine is something that unfortunately will make you drowsy. So if you want something that's not going to make you drowsy, you want to go for the antihistamine. But both of them are very effective. You don't want to double up, however. It's either one or the other. And with the antihistamines, they come also in different types of capsules. There are different types of companies that make antihistamines, so it doesn't matter the brand, it matters that it says antihistamine. Spring is also the time of year where so many people have been sedentary all winter. They want to go out, have some fun, enjoy the weather, and unfortunately, if your body's not conditioned properly, it could lead to injuries, which means you need pain relievers. Ibuprofen, aspirin, and acetaminophen. So let's start with ibuprofen. So ibuprofen is very good at relieving pain. It's also good at relieving inflammation and reducing your fever. It's an antipyretic. You don't want to take it on an empty stomach. It could affect your intestinal lining. Let's go to aspirin. Sometimes you can have aspirin actually mixed with acetaminophen. Now, aspirin's very good because it can also reduce your inflammation, it can reduce pain, but the other side of aspirin is also can thin your blood. So if you're someone who should not be having blood thinners or you have blood clotting problems, you tend to bleed a lot more, you definitely don't want to take aspirin. You typically use aspirin for minor inflammation and minor pain. And then there's acetaminophen. It's another great analgesic, which means it's a great pain reliever. But the thing about acetaminophen is that while it can lower your fever, it does not treat inflammation. So if you're suffering from an inflamed joint or any type of inflammatory condition, acetaminophen is not an anti-inflammatory. That is not going to be your choice. But by all means, you typically choose what works for you. Usually someone will say, this works better for me than something else. It's all about what gives you the best results.